Hey guys, welcome back to Mastery Class, and today what we're going to cover is the Leo, Tier 10, and it's a pretty hard tank to drive, I got to say, and I'm pretty stoked to get a Mastery in it. And it's actually quite a funny game because, you know, most of the team here would want to go towards the C, in Supremacy, and a couple of us have gone out here to A, which is the normal. Most of your team splits up on this map, and first thing we've done is gone to cap at A. And you can see by the map there's been a couple of reds identified, but what we want to do is ensure that we can do some spotting, we want to do some shooting, and we want to try and not get hit, which is the aim of the game, and obviously support our teammates. Now we're down one already because obviously their whole team pretty much has gone to C, and our team, we had a couple of guys go there as well, and it's not really looking good for us at this stage because their whole team now is up against a couple of our guys. So I've got to make some decisive decisions here, but again, the Leo is paper thin, like a Chinese tin can. You just don't want to get hit at it. So at the moment, what I'm trying to do is keep them spotted up, try and keep out of harm's way, and get shots in where I can. And you see the old E100s had a shot at me there, and I was quick enough, and he was not fast enough to get me, which is great. So at this point in time, we're just trying to keep them in our sights and do damage. All the while, I'm keeping my eye on the map. The map is the biggest area where players fall down, in my opinion. I think there's so many people who just don't look at the map, and they're just so fixed on what's happening right in front of them. They've got no spatial awareness of what's going on around them. And so I've reacted here. I've seen an opportunity where, you know, our IS-7 Heavy is being under attack by some medium tanks. So straight away what I try and do is put some distraction in because I don't want our IS-7 to go down. And now, you know, by my intervention there, straight away you can see that we've actually made the game in a bit more balanced. So we're now pushing and keep pushing around because while we've put damage in and while we've been doing things like that, I still don't want to get hit. Remember, I'm in the paper thin Leo. My time for getting hit will come. And you're just waiting for opportunities. You're not looking to push and get damage all the time. Although that is a very good part of the process, you are being patient. And what I've done now is push down and take out the IS-7. Because I had enough hit points left, I was able to do that. And now what I'm doing is I'm just holding things back here a little bit, where I'm actually sitting back and waiting, you know, for my opportunity. So now I realise, you know, with the caps that are up, I've got to take the opportunity. I've switched to heat so I can pen the front of that IS-4. Our FV here is going to die, and it's down to me and the E100 and the IS-7 who's got literally not much left in the tank. Pardon the pun, but I couldn't resist that one. So now I'm just going to circle of death this E100. He realises he does not have a chance to get his turret round onto me, although he will have a good crack. But now what he's going to do is focus on this IS-7 and dispatch him, which I think, you know, the IS-7 probably didn't need to push up, but again, exactly what I'm talking about here. He kind of distracted the E100 enough, but he risked running the problem of them accumulating some extra points by his death, which could have resulted in our loss of the game. So I'm glad that that didn't happen. I was able to finish off and take the E100 out and, you know, finish up, which was great. So I was pretty pleased with how that game finished up. And if we have a look at some of the stats here, I actually go through Mastery with 5,200 damage and 1,655 experience, which is pretty good in a Leo. When you start looking at the damage that we put in, you don't realise how much damage you can accumulate from a game like that in a Leo. And you know, you look at some of the assists and things like that, which also contribute towards masteries. So all those different things: experience for damage cause, experience for assistant to allies was 0. Experience to for active action. So that's the active stuff that you're doing. So you've got to look at those aspects there, all those points add towards mastery. And it's important to get masteries, because if you're not getting masteries, it means you're not really taking the most on board of what you can get out of a tank. Now, this is my old favourite, the Kv1, and I turn to this tank when the gameplay's getting ordinary, and you keep getting teams that just drive you to drink. Generally, it's whiskey. But in this case, I'm actually going to push up here, and the way we get a mastery in this tank is to try and be there at the end. You know, it's one of those tanks where it can actually win a game, and if you don't drive it the right way, you can be dead fairly quickly as well. So in Tier 5, you'll note there's a lot of players who are inexperienced, but there's also some players there that just like the tier. And to be completely honest, I like the tanks in Tier 5 as well as Tier 6 and 7 and 8. But I just find that Tier 5, it's where, you know, players start getting better. And you find that you don't always get the people who have rushed up to Tier 10 without too much experience and just sit there in that style of tank and you know, basically ruin it for everyone else because they don't know what they're doing. So I'm going to focus on this T28 sitting up there. Clearly it's AFK. What I'm doing is side scraping off this rock, which is a really good way of doing damage and not receiving it. You see, I've bounced about 5 shots so far, and it's a way of just putting damage in without receiving damage. And unfortunately, what's going on while I'm sitting here doing this, which is playing the right way, is my teammates, I've lost a couple here and there. And their M4's sitting right up the back, sniping, which is not ideal. And the first time I've stuck my nose out to put some damage on this BDR, which is a very dangerous tank in Tier 5. It's got such a good gun. And I'm now sitting here thinking to myself, wow, where did the team go? I've just been putting damage in, I've killed tank, and we're only a couple of minutes into the game. I've had to now go out and push on, where that M4 is now going to put some damage on me because I want to get rid of that BDR. And we've been able to bring it back to within balance again. However, we lost another guy, and this M4, which is a very capable tank in Tier 5, is going to do some damage to me, and I'm now copping it from all angles. T34 can also do some good damage, and I copped a fire, so I've just lost my hit points as faster than you know, Warnie can scull a few beers. And so now I'm trying to use the cover of this dead tank to not give this M4 anything to shoot at. But I do know that there's another tank hanging around there, and guess what? I think it's a Kv1, and he's still waiting. So you look at the bouncing that I'm doing there because I'm using that. Now I know that M4 is only down to 1 shot for me. So I rush up here to try and get my shot in and kill him. That's the end of him. And I'm spotted. And I'm spotted by the other Kv1. Now he's got a bit of health left. I've got a bit of health left. And I think he gets a bit of a lucky shot in here. And I get an unfortunate bounce, which is not good. And, you know, I'm just trying to do my best. I'm on APCR now. Put another shot in on him there. And, you know, now I know he's 1 shot. But he goes and dives off the edge of the cliff here. And how he gets this shot in on me, I don't know. I just thought there was no way he was going to get that shot, but he did. Anyway, we got away with the mastery. And we did that. We carried the team. And you just see, we just side scraped. We did everything. We kept our hit points. And, you know, we did 2,000 damage and 1,000 experience at Tier 5, which is awesome. So I was pretty stoked with that. And it's another mastery series. Keep punching above your weight, guys.